but 2, people will like kill someone and not say where the player was that they killed. So you can't build a mental picture of what's going on your opponent with your opponent because they're not also communicating. So I make sure they do all of that. Nico, Rain, and Guardian delivering some kills here, and Neo was in a really nasty spot there. That is a very brief pistol round indeed.
How does Kerrigan have 43 armor left? What happened? How do you take
really
57 armor damage, man?
I didn't even know that was possible. I think you could only lose like 20 or 30 in a round.
Was there a HE involved?
Must have been. Because I think if you just get shot, it might have been. Yeah, it might have been HE.
Yeah, the point of my story is like I'm trying to impress upon the players of North America how important it is for basic, very basic communication. Like if somebody shoots you, where the guy was that shot you, or where the guy was that you killed. Because yes, he's dead, but it matters because then you can create a mental picture of where the other players are and how they might react to that pick based on where our player was who killed him.
Sometimes you can just voice enable 0, and even if you voice enable 0, the great thing is you can still calm, so you can still talk to everyone else.
Yeah, but this isn't pugs though. This is closed hubs, so you have to communicate properly, otherwise you get banned. It's great. It's really good in that sense.
You can still
and this is not like I wouldn't agree with voice enable 0 in that sense because it's just about education. They just don't know better, so they just do what they're used to and what everyone's used to. It's like, no, this is a proper competitive environment now. It's not just a normal pug, so you will communicate properly, and you will not talk throughout the whole round.
I mean, communication is the thing that I think is like really overlooked. And this eco round just opened up a little bit.
Ooh, plants. It's all but guaranteed. Oh, that's the bomb carrier as well. Oh, he's gone back to fight. What? They planted the bomb? Oh my god, they're winning the round instead. Okay. Olofmeister, you see him going back and forth a little bit. Maybe it's a communication in the last parts of the def cam. Are they going this way? Are they going that way? Pasha's been lurking around, but he's not going to fully commit to B, so they will use the numbers. They've got
if he did a crazy plant there, I would have been like...
Olofmeister has 1 flash, 1 HE grenade. He has no idea if anybody's towards Arch, towards Library. Mihu is around the corner looking for the sound cues. Will he peek in good time? He will. Not going to take the fight to the death, though. Doesn't need to. Can use the man advantage. It's still planted for him if he rotates. And it seems it's going to be a double apartments play, and that might work out for them as well. And there's the first one. The first one is enough, and it is Mihu.
That was a nice 2v5. 2v5 on the eco.
No armor.
Now, I've heard Dave say before, if you have the opportunity to catch someone holding W, you should always try to peek them, because it's like really hard to counter strafe. They did do that on Banana, even though they could have died there, but they saw an opportunity. They double peeked properly, so they're a little bit lucky, but that's what it takes to win the eco.
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
I mean, that's like a full. That's like something you should never lose.
Third round.
For a team who keep losing in grand finals.
I was really disappointed in them, watching them on Inferno versus Cloud9 in the grand finals, because they just like every single round the same thing on their T side. It made no sense. You know, CT side on Inferno, Tariq literally just started, went default box. Just literally, just instantly went default box, and Rush went to Pope at pit. Like zero semblance of mid. You throw 1 left mid smoke, you have mid control.
Yeah.
And they would wait till like 1 minute. Do like a full mid control with molly, smokes, everything. And then Cloud9 would just throw a molly porch, a smoke porch, a molly porch. And they couldn't do it. You know, you can't win if that's the case. And they never adapted to it. And I was like so surprised.
This is a position I was talking about earlier, the left of the fountain. It's nice. Not so nice for Kerrigan on this situation. They've lost the bomb site now. But there are no grenades left apart from 1 flash for the T side. Snacked with a flank, but it's awkward with a Mac 10 because if he's too far away, it's going to be hard for him to kill anybody that isn't Rain. Like that angle right there. Mac 10 is not reliable from that distance, so he needs to close the distance, and that's time they maybe can't afford, but lining up for him, and it's all going to change. Can he get to the other side though, because he does not want to get stuck in that position. Oh my god, see, this is what it comes down to. The peppering. Olofmeister, he can't go too deep to try and defuse the bomb. He's got to go forward, and the Mac 10 will prevail. Very awkward for Snacks, but he makes it work, takes the AWP as well.
Another excellent Another excellent lurk from Snack to get up Arch when they're hitting B. It's like something he's been doing that's been a key play for Virtus.pro. And they finally get the save. There, you know, in that map, like I thought the same thing. And it's like if Cloud9 are being like they're being kind of one-dimensional, but
it's working, so just
exactly
keep doing it.
right. It's like it's up to FaZe to
No,
change
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is between Kerrigan and Nico and Olafmeister, like I really expect, especially Olaf actually, to just be like, what are we doing, guys? Just literally, you could just walk up mid basically, you know? And I was just so surprised by it.
Yeah. In ultra passive setup, something Cloud9 does a lot. Like even on a train, they less now. Like Stewie will now like go aggressive Ivy and stuff like that. But there was a time where where they had Shroud, especially where it was just like they would put him back 6 and he would just sit there and hold that angle the entire round, not fight for Ivy at all, barely use any grenades, and then just get crunched. And they would rely on like really good aim to get them out of those situations. But they developed quite a bit.
Two to three. Both teams on the bye once again. It has not been the easiest of starts for FaZe Clan, and that's great for Virtus.pro because it might upset the players of FaZe.
So many people are doing that now. You just send that third player, he just throws that flash above the car, and you just rush the half wall. It's just really good.
That's what Snacks did when it was 4v5, just walk out halls.
Yeah, I remember.
Not safe.
False sense of security, perhaps. But I mean, they're all 5 players are here for FaZe, so
that just means you don't have any like trust that you have a plan for when you lose your first guy, right? Because now the round is over. Before, it was in a bad place, but it wasn't over. But Snacks is like, I don't trust that we can win the round if I don't do this, which is probably bad.
It's like something that happens in like, literally like FPL or Rank S, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's like the type of things that happen and really annoy you. Where it's just like these 3 guys now, I mean, well.
Okay.
well, we will see. Well, I wouldn't say.
Okay.
I'll come into that in a second. Okay, well, these 3 players are fighting back. This has got to drive FaZe absolutely crazy. Guardian and Olafmeister moving up the banana position. And we still have Pasha in control of CT spawn. Olafmeister getting picked off by Pasha. Sorry, it's Mihu in CT spawn. And that's the end of the round. Well, the thing is, like, if you do that in FPL and annoy everyone, you'll get kicked. They'll kick you. Because the thing is, like...
But that's riding the line, though. I mean, a play like that, it's not necessarily, like, it's not like he is just saying, like, I don't care anymore. It's riding the line between unsafe, but, like, you can justify it. Or
I agree.
Yeah, but, like, if... I'm just saying, like, if it does get to the point where you don't care, then you will get kicked. Because it's like... The thing about FPL is that it's not just a place where people are plugging, but it's also a community. So if you're a moron, they'll remove you from it.
What was Kerrigan doing there?
Yeah, like,
that was a bit dumb.
They had five people, so all they have to do is trade out 1 for 1 or 2 for 1 even. But because they moved, they didn't allow themselves to do that.
I love these plays. I live for these kind of things.
Guardian's in a really hard spot.
He's like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
The thing is, because I mean, mid feels slightly narrower to me, so it's very easy to get sprayed through by T's in that position, and it's hard to spray back because if they're to the T's right-hand side, they've got a wall covering them as well, which makes it harder to spray them back and so on.
I make that mistake that Neo made all the time on the Inferno. Like, you see how shallow he threw the Lotus smoke? You actually have to, like, aim it way deeper for it to do anything.
Oh, fade away, NBA Jan. Pasha taken down finally, but again, man, there's such a war of attrition in these rounds. Only a few people surviving for either side. 2 on 2. Another less than ideal situation for FaZe Clan, and Nico's on 22 HP, so He is the touch of a feather away from dying. Both coming in from short. Neo's late on Arch, he's 7 HP as well, so a low player on both sides. Starting to flank now, spotted the first player, gets there eventually. That leaves Guardian alone, and he's had his attention taken away. He doesn't have a kit. I'm not sure if anybody else did. But it seems now he will make his exit. So this is a pretty strong start for Virtus.pro. A very unlikely round one, just pretty much a full eco. And now they're 5-2 up.
Very fraudulent 5-2. Like, it's actually FaZe who just kind of, I can't believe the 2v5. They lost a 5v3 on the full right.
Yeah. No.
I think if you're like a betting man, your hands are most clammy right now.
Yeah.
Clammiest of hands. AWP on both sides. Guardian stealing one away towards the end of that round, and it won't last very long. Going for the peak down mids. Not as good as it used to be for CTs. People don't often go beyond the crawl space. In Europe, some people call it Vietnam.
Oh,
In America,
wow.
they call it Mexico. I just call it a crawl space. 5 versus 3. And the player in apartment is going to be very important. That's Rain, but he is being checked by Snacks. Horrible timing for him. And nothing is going the way of FaZe at the moment at all. Virtus.pro are all over this.
What a round from Pasha. Opening kill at mid, just won the duel versus Guardian, and then another op versus Olaf at Arch, like peeked right into him too. Let's get some more of that.
More of what?
Pasha.
Oh. I thought you meant like this area. I used to like old Inferno. You could jump on the well, and you could look into
You can still see
into construction. Huh?
You can still see into construction.
I think it was better before though.
Yeah.
I think it's a worse angle now than it was.
There's a pot. See where the fire hydrant there is?
Yeah.
From construction, you couldn't see the pot, like it wouldn't render, but you could sit behind it. So if people spammed it, they just see you crouching in the open, but you're sitting behind something that's completely unspammable.
What, on this Inferno or
No,
the
the other one.
The old one?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. That sounds cool. I remember back in the day, like playing 1.6 with crappy graphics cards. I think it was Scout's Knives or one of those kind of Scout matches with loads of big boxes where there was just all kinds of weird glitches where you could see through something. And I shot this guy like maybe 11 times because it's through this massive box, and he thought I was hacking. I was just like, I can see because my computer's crap. Don't know what to tell you. Anyway. So far, so good for Virtus.pro. The B site is cleaned out. They don't know that yet, but we can bear that in mind. I was going to say that we could see how they try and clean out the site before planting, instead of running on to the site with the bomb in their hands. You know who you are out there. But there was action on mid. People that needed to be taken care of. 2 sniper rifles now for FaZe. A change in approach.
It's a good adjustment when things aren't just not working as well. If you have an op on each site, you can rotate less. You can, know that if you have to like panic rotate out to 4A or something, and you don't have a lot of control, you still have an op. So it makes it a little bit easier. It's obviously sucks if you lose with the double op because it's so expensive, and you don't get much kill reward even if you win. But it can put the rounds on the board.
4-man on road. Olaf Meister not taking a fatal engagement there, not fighting to the death, just resetting the situation. Got info, buying time. It's risky for Virtus.pro to continue if they don't get that kill. And Neo's
supposed to smoke Arch there. Right, that's what he did in the round.
Yeah, that was a free kill for FaZe. What will they do with this? Virtus.pro, 4 versus 5 now. Does that mean Snacks walks out of balcony again? Maybe it does, judging by this flashbang. And there's one by Snacks as well. So out the balcony he goes with some pre-fire there, like the addition of that. So now he's in the pit. And it seems the bomb is going towards B, but there's still 5 players alive here. 1 plays in the pit. They know there's a flash from another player, so they know 2 players are around mid. But where are the rest of the players? No rotation from FaZe, keeping 2 towards the B bomb site as smoke goes down towards the arch position, but Snacks can't get anything done. Now Mihu's got to really sell this. Close to rain, but that's it. There's just one man trying to get action, and that is drawing Nico away, but he is scoped in. And now he's starting to rotate, so it's going to be 4 towards B. The fake is working out for Virtus Pro, but they need to start moving. There's 10 seconds on the clock. They're still just standing there.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Round over. They just can't even get to, like, guy quad can just not move. That's really weird.
Well, it seems they were maybe banking on a flank.
Were they
Or something?
Maybe the second smoke caught them off guard at banana. They just needed to go, but it looked like they did exactly what they wanted to do. They got Snacks and Pit, and then they had Mihu there to like continue to sell the fake. They could have just had him at B and then just gone for the entries when Snacks died, but you really didn't expect them to time out there.
Maybe something happened off camera.
FaZe didn't even know that he was in pit.
Yeah, he could have.
Yeah, they could have just went A. But, I mean, obviously it's impossible to know something like that. Oh, Pasha.
Oh, finally, it's Mihu, the new man, showing them how it's done. Man advantage for Virtus Pro looking to reset. FaZe in a situation. Carrigan making his way towards the library. Only 2 players on A, including Carrigan. Olaf Meister with a lot to do here, trying to cut the players down while they try to Molotov him, looking towards Graveyard and finding a player just as Carrigan picks up the bomb carrier outside libraries. Lots of time on the clock, but not lots of players for either side. Another Molotov, this time he'll stand his ground, but he runs out of bullets, otherwise surely that was a second kill. Nico will trade it though.
Put the moto smoke.
Snacks had no idea what was going on there.
So.
He didn't smoke moto properly, so they could just see.
Well, usually it goes like, because if you just throw it at the wall, it goes so shallow that they could just walk up and go to site. It's like a good smoke for them, you know?
Yeah.
You have to throw it really deep. Like hard off the wall.
Double opposite FaZe clan again, so not quite reset. They've got a good buy. And again, Pasha looking for it, waiting for it. And the corner of that wall is much closer to Guardian, which means Pasha has an advantage in that respect. Guardian will expose himself. Goodbye, Monsieur Olafmeister. Just making sure there's no second player there, but Rain has more than one task to do now. He's working 2 jobs.
Do you like to? What do you like to do here if you lose your CT guy?
What they're doing right now, that guy has B control. It's good.
Heavy to A.
Well, I mean, he already has B control, right?
Yeah.
So they were in a good spot, regardless.
That flash was almost good, but it actually just got rain killed because it wasn't deep enough.
That was a quick one. Flash to try and slow them down. Surely they realize the Orpa's probably on his own, but they're trying to bank on rotation. I guess it's a 4 versus 1 though, but they don't want any of that AWP. Again, B-bomb site is a strong area to take aggressions again and again. So now Nico will presumably be trying to save.
They're winning all, like, the just fight me duels. Virtus Pros. Where they just peek.
I mean, I feel like those. I don't know. Like, if I'm Kerrigan there, like 2v4, he can't just sit in the side or something. He might be able to, but he's got to get 2 kills if they even have a chance of winning. But for him at bracket, I was like, that duel's probably 50-50, right?
I mean, I think it's decided.
Decided even, so.
If he peeks you like that. But
Yeah.
Where he's peeking like, I know you're there.
Where would you have gone, ideally?
Honestly,
It's
I don't know. Probably your best bet, to be honest, is probably playing like arch side and hoping they come up mid and don't smoke arch, and maybe you get 1 kill while they're coming to the site, and then make it a 2v3, and maybe you get, something like that. Like maybe you wait 2 seconds and then you repeat and get another one and make it a 2v2 or something. So I don't think you're gonna like hold that from pit and win the round. It's like in a situation like that, you're never gonna win the round unless they make like a big mistake, pretty much, you know. So maybe you just bank on something like that.
Guardian, go back, go back, go back. They just threw the bomb on the floor, which you can fake with a weapon. But Carrigan should have heard that, I would imagine. But Guardian's dead because Guardian had a HE grenade. So if you threw it at the front of the site, it would have been very interesting to see the proceedings.
Did they think it was a buy round? Is that why they had like snacks do that lurk the arch? It's like it won't matter.
Or will it?
Or will it?
Seems it will. They know Neo's in pool now. Carrigan just spotted him. He can hide behind the pillar. Neo's not going to kill him there anytime soon. And in the meantime, he's moved back towards Shadow and just continues to go back and forth and bait Meister. So, I mean, that was pretty much a USP round.
Yeah, I mean, they got the big tell because Snacks has been hard lurking like every single round. So they killed him Arch. And the reason I thought maybe they played it like they thought it was a rifle round was because they were trying to do their B hit where he gets into CT. But they just didn't expect anyone to be there once he turned the corner, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like I wouldn't want to give up an AK if I thought it was, if they were saving, like send him by himself to lurk.
Molly's down on Banana. Nico just runs out and he gets the kill, of course. That looks really bad for him from Bowdy's perspective, but man's fast. What can we say? 2 rounds left in this half. Can Virtus Pro stop it from being close? Man down on their T side once again. Snacks around the balcony once more. Maybe some expectation. And they probably knew he was there anyway, but he'll confirm it. Trade around the mid position. We've got Pasha and Mihu coming at the same time. Carrigan's got so many places to look, not sure where to look first. Now we're down to the 1 versus 2. Mihu has not got the bomb, but he can collect it. But it's Guardian in the pit to get round number 6 for FaZe. This half has been quite violent so far.
Yeah, it has been. A lot of people. Wow, everyone on FaZe using the A1S. It's like quite a big contrast to just the general stats about the gun at big tournaments, right?
Is that? I can't imagine it would be map specific for Inferno because Rain switched to the M4A4 a while ago, so that's quite curious. Does it have something to do with the Tracer update? I can't imagine. That wouldn't make any sense, really.
Why did Snacks go back to spawn?
Did he not get a gun? Oh.
I don't know. No, he had that the whole time, so.
Two players here at B.
Awesome.
Very fast smoke. No idea that somebody's on the high ground. If they push through that smoke, that would probably be to Nico's advantage. It would help obscure his position. And it would be difficult to tell if the gunfire is coming from high or low. Looking at the wall in case of pop flashes coming in. There's a deep molly. I don't know if Snacks has seen him, but he's on the low ground now. Flashes are in. And it's only Neo left. 7-8 in favor of Virtus Pro at half time. Nico leading the frags though, 18-10. But Snacks of all the MVP stars.
It really was a snack show for all the rounds that VP won. But then also, like, I don't know, like there's another one of those 5v4 situations where he like just tries to push out halls and maybe they have a hard time winning the round because of that. So it's weird. It feels like he's just getting like a lot of freedom, like a ton of freedom. They're really just building their.
I mean, that's what you want to do with Snacks, though. I think you just live with it, right?
Take the good with the bad.
Oh god, Pash has missed 4 players walking through apps, and so has Snacks missed 2. Did he see one through the corner of the smoke? Doesn't seem like he did. So they just missed a whole boatload of information. And they still got one person in apartments though, but this is super awkward, and he's dead as well. Pasha looking for the flank now after they've all passed him. Does anybody hear it? It seems Rain does. Just the one shot required. Now we've got Barley and Neo towards the arch position. They've got the USPs. Olaf Meister has USP as well, and Guardians on the P250. So lots of long-range weapons, and FaZe will prevail. 8-8, scores tied up.
That was a very close round.
I feel like there's been a lot of really just weird rounds this game.
Yeah, that's like anyone could win that. That whole engagement at Halls, Pasha could have got that kill. Snacks was really careful about the smoke, but still died. So,
like, I mean, even that round was weird. The 3v5 round was weird. The 2v5 where they full eco'd the USP round.
Yeah,
it's just been a weird game to me.
It seemed like FaZe just like weren't warmed up, and then towards the end of the half picked it up.
Pistols for VP. Again, they like they haven't been forcing on these second rounds when they've lost a pistol, saving their money for more utility later on. And that's something that is surprisingly, to me at least, very rare, especially on the maps which require, or the utility you could say is more important than others, for the CT side especially.
Quality deagle shots here on Inferno. Right mid gets smoked, and VP don't know what's going on now. They've got them shot off of both A and B, so you know at this point it's like they could go to either side. But the Verse were actually gamble stacking towards B. Uh oh, that makes it a little tricky.
Oh, well, there's a flashbang. I wondered why they were going to go through that smoke and look like suicide. There goes Neo. How do you feel, Dazed?
Just, that's a heartbreaker. And what a 180.
180,
right?
yeah.
Rain is like the humbler, you know? He just humbles people.
It's crazy. He comes on this team, becomes like the best player on the team for like 4 or 5 months. He was a star. Like he was a star on LGB. It was like, you know, a much smaller star, but he definitely was that player. You just didn't think he'd be able to become as good as anybody else on FaZe, let alone just be comfortable enough to become the best player on FaZe. I think right now it's probably like Guardian, but at the end of the day, they're all amazing.
Rain is...
What do you think about the G2 Mixwell thing? You guys think that'll work out?
Dude, when he was tweeting that he was learning French, I thought he was trolling.
I think Mixwell is awesome.
Yeah.
I think he...
No, he is really good.
I think he is really excellent. Yeah, I think he's one of the most versatile players out there.
No, he is.
Yeah.
And...
That's exactly what they need.
It's
they need instead of... I think Shock's like
I think you could put him in any team and it would be an upgrade.
It's just weird, right? Because like you're replacing Shocks.
Yeah.
But like I mean, it's tough to say if they're gonna like be better or anything, but I actually think it would work. Yeah.
I think plus Mixwell for any player apart from Kenny in that team, really. I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's ever a bad argument for Mixwell joining a team.
The only thing would be communication, maybe.
But he's spoken French before.
I don't know, man. I think Counter-Strike communication is really easy to learn, though.
Because it's like its own...
oh, like CS terminology, you mean?
Lexicon.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, wait. You know?
It's funny because I
got flank. Flashing.
My brother, half brother, if you will, is half French, and he teaches scientific English in France. So he teaches, like, well, among other things, like he'll teach scientists the terminology in English for science, as opposed to just like, I went on a bus today, you know. It's funny because the students have figured out now that he's my brother, which is kind of funny. But it's interesting how that kind of stuff works out. So I don't know how you would, if the team would try and tell the terminology, especially when teams have like different teams will call the same spot by a player's name, but different teams will use a different player.
Yeah,
like
different regions too.
Like in Mirage on A, if you come out of CT and go to the right-hand side in front of Toll Booth, some people call it Get Right, some people call it Scream.
I call it Get Right.
Yeah, so...
You call it Scream or Get Right? What do you call it? Scream or get right?
I just stand there, but because nobody I've played with knows how to even smoke connector from top mid.
But I've heard
they don't know get right. But
communication.
I hear more people call it get right.
There's also like some people call it under vent on checker and checker on cache snacks, but I call the right corner wall as you come into B site snacks. So
what on Mirage? Why is it called get right? Because Nip like never.
Maybe
I
like
haven't played Mirage for so long.
2013. And it was just where he always. I
Like
don't know.
Mirage has been a permanent for a long time for them for a lot of stages of Nip, you know.
It's true.
I guess at the start
Somebody,
they like owned at it.
You know the Mandela effect, where if enough people say
Oh
something.
yeah.
Yeah. So somebody actually did a video on why on the snacks, or he made a Reddit post about it, because Snacks has never had an ace or even like a 4K from that spot, and everyone calls it Snacks, and everyone can recall like this insane 4-kill round where like everybody ran through into B site and he killed all of them, but that clip doesn't exist.
Well, 10-8, and Virtus Pro are nowhere near the A site, save for Pasha, who doesn't like letting people live.
Should we be just using the silence on 4?
I don't know what's happening, but yeah, even Virtus Pro use the. They were always rocking it though.
I can't. Very rarely I'll go to it. But I just keep doing M4A4 spray.
I used to swear by it, but
With
now
the
I don't see a point.
M4A1, huh?
I used to swear by it, but now I don't see a point. So I'm used to it.
I think I mean, in terms of map balance, do you think it's better if it's slightly CT, if maps are slightly CT favored rather than slightly T favored, or do you not have an opinion?
I think if they're 50-50 in results, that means they're slightly CT favored in the server. Like, because like each round is slightly 50 or slightly CT favored. Because overall, Ts have more opportunities to buy into rounds. So that means that CTs are actually have to have an easier time winning. So their economy's more fragile. And that's
Well, there's the round.
Yeah. Did they think they
Yeah,
mullied it?
but when it says like slightly more CT favored or T favored, is it like every team that plays when they do those statistics? Is it only the top teams playing each other?
Yeah, well, when they do, well, there's different sets of statistics.
I just think
people have done their own for
I think
tournaments,
like
for
well,
big events.
I think the opinion, I'm asking in terms of opinion of people as opposed to, I mean, not opposed to the statistics, but I'm just thinking because like, is there an argument to revert the firing rate of the M4A1S back to what it used to be in terms of the current climate of CS? Like, would that be?
I think the balance has never been better in the weapons. Even though I think there's some things that should be changed. Like I don't think any $500 pistol should one-shot. I think Halvor had this great tweet about the CZ that conceptually just makes no sense, having an automatic pistol.
Yeah, but the problem is like the problem with the CZ is that developers don't like to take away; they like to add. So if they've created a problem, they like to solve the problem by adding something.
Yeah, no,
It's
they
like
messed
by
up by
buffing
making
everything else. It's like another example is.
The other thing is people have skins. They've bought a lot of skins.
Yeah, but yeah, that too. But you could just make it useless like the R8, for example. Anyway, there's a massive fight here on short. The bomb's being collected once again by FaZe. They'll try to plant it now. 2 players, full versus pro, towards Arch, joined by the third soon in by Ali. They've got some utility. They could smoke off the pit, for example. They've got 2 smokes, in fact, 2 mollies as well. Although if somebody's deep right from their side in the A site, there isn't somebody there, but they don't know that. And it seems like they're going to save. That smoke down has just killed the round for them. And they will back out. They don't have a kit on these 3 players, which might have a part to play in their decision as well. But they're gone. They're out of there. Another example is like in Street Fighter 4, when they added Yin and Yang, and they were just broken characters and just ruined they just ruined the game, as far as I'm concerned. Because they just had crappy mechanics and just didn't really fit in the game. But they tried to fix it by like giving everybody else more stuff and just buffing everybody else, and it's still just kind of crap to play against
StarCraft
that, you know?
2 Swarm hosts, just like a unit that took no skill, but then was really annoying to play against. It didn't feel fun to play with. It's like, if you don't remove it, it's still going to be really unfun.
Yeah, it's still going to be boring and annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, that seems to be a common ethos. So
be careful, developers, if you don't want to remove it.
I wonder if we'll ever see that TAC 21.
The other auto sniper they're supposed to have. Or is it like
They probably would have.
Scout-like?
Imagine if they would have nerfed the AWP because you know when the R8 came in, they made all the pistols, ironically, where people wanted them to be, to encourage them to play with the R8. Then when they reversed the R8, they made all the pistols overpowered again.
Yeah.
That was crazy. We'll focus on the game for now. Nico cycling through grenades. Always nice to have one button per grenade.
It's good how he threw it to the end of the molly. So it extinguishes the whole molly, unless you're like right on the edge of it, and that allows him to like see still in case they decide to push.
Daze, do you have a button for every grenade?
Nope.
No, you cycle grenades?
You just cycle with 4.
Oh my god, what a noob.
Except for flashbang.
Oh, okay.
It's fair enough.
Flashbang I
At
have
least there's
down
one.
to the mouse 4.
Yeah.
The thumb button on the mouse.
I do smoke, mouse 5. I have my decoy, my molly, all to X and C.
I don't have a button for decoy. I just don't use decoys. I scroll the mouse wheel. If I had to get rid of one, but I'm not a decoy user. Barney facing the wall, avoiding the flashbang, taking Carrigan down and falling off the wall before the pre-fire comes in. But he's going to die anyway, or Misho will in his place. Mihu, excuse me. 4 versus 3 now. Rain giving them a man advantage, and Guardian has made it a lot worse. It might be safe territory once again for Virtus Pro, but they are running out of rounds in which to save, and they are not making it out of this site. An angry FaZe make it 14 rounds after a bumpy start. They're looking pretty violent with these AKs.
That was an absolutely wild entry from Rain. Wait, he got... Oh, yeah. He didn't spare
Mad.
any bullets either.
It was juicy.
Snacks with a noob tube.
I loved auto shotgun. You can't call it a noob gun when Fer used to hold a ramp with it on Mirage.
I didn't say you shouldn't use it. I said it's really easy to use.
I used to love when Snacks would do his like sawed-off plays on T-side.
On the cobble.
Or
Oh, that's
nuke.
JW actually.
Or nuke.
Top
when
of
you
the
would
head.
go... you go in the vents at T, and then you just wait for it to drop. It was just awesome.
Dude, he's the king of vents. He would always get down vent
Yeah.
on T side, and then on CT side, he would just own it. It was just terrifying.
This Guardian getting to work. Pasha facing through the flames, trying to trade, but it's another round with no success.
Gonna try to save. Is there anybody that plays like okay? All right, just
Laughing already.
listen to me for a second here,
There we
James.
go.
Okay.
All right.
So Snacks as a person
Yeah.
is gigantic. He'd be really bad in real life, like sneaking around, right?
Yeah.
But in game, he's super sneaky.
must
It's
be-
complete opposite
Yeah.
of like his real life.
This is
That's what people are on the
persona,
internet, aren't they?
you know?
Counter-Strike is a virtual fantasy. There you
That's
go.
how people are. You have like tiny dudes, like
But I
talking
think
like
you
they're like they're in the
play.
gym every day.
You play like you would be in game. Like if you were a Counter-Strike person in the map,
Okay.
you would be like kind of how you are in person. You'd just be running around trying to knife people, doing crazy things,
It's from the UK.
buying
always trying to
weird
knife
guns.
people.
You know?
Yeah, I like what I like, though. That is true.
Maybe Snacks is tricky in Poland.
I'm a man of particular taste. FaZe trying to close out the round. Oh, and he's seen the elbow. Well, he's heard the gun, at least, trying to pre-fire, inviting Neo to run into it, but Neo will run into the AWP instead. Pasha making his way down with the Mag 7, and as Rain peaks, is he close enough for the kill? Not this time. Olofmeister out on short, Mihu's dead, and the last player is Snacks. They've just heard him fire a FAMAS French gun on Banana, and then the bomb will make its way to A. If you go to France, go to any train station and you'll see like
Police.
army personnel patrolling any TGV stations, always army dudes walking around, and they carry the FAMAS.
You have to pay to use the bathrooms in the train stations in France. I think that's messed up.
I don't think I've got anyone.
Couldn't afford it.
Maybe in jeez. Maybe in Garden Nord. Almost, but not quite for Snacks. Saw the feet. About to stamp on his head. 16-8. A